Hey, Ambassador. Right. The SWJS podcast, Elder Scrolls Online chat and discussion with screenshot. Hey.
Are we live?
Yes.
Awesome, alright. Greetings, fellow gamers. I am Swoosh, and I'm joined today by Ace Ninja X. You guys know him as my mod on the Twitch chat. We were supposed to be joined by Phoenix, but he got the time wrong, so he'll be here whenever. Anyway, today we are going to be giving our first impressions for Elder Scrolls Online. Well, I'm going to be giving my first impressions and my second impressions, and Ace here has not played the game, so he'll be a good middle ground for questions and stuff. When Phoenix actually joins
It'll be a
us,
good learning experience.
yes, a good learning experience. And Ace, you are you have played a lot of MMOs before, right?
Quite a few, yeah.
So
Maybe two or three.
you're coming from the MMO side of things, and as we know, the Elder Scrolls Online is pretty much the bastard child of, I guess you could say, it's the bastard child of the Elder Scrolls in the MMO.
Right, yeah, I've been on both ends of it. I've played Elder Scrolls and I've played MMOs, and I don't know. I know the differences between them, and I don't know how it would work to make an Elder Scrolls MMO, but
Yeah, you've played
apparently
Skyrim and
they
you've
can
played
do it.
MMOs before, so going into this, you should have an idea of what this would be like. But we'll straighten some things out, answer some questions, all that lovely stuff. And as you know, I can't stand MMOs. They bore me to tears, especially ones like WoW that have the boring dice roll combat, the tap 1, 2, 3, 4 over again while you sit there and watch as your character randomly swings away at them with whatever weapon or whatever. I
And
can't.
even though you hit them in the face, it decides to tell you that they dodged it.
Yeah, I can't stand that shit. I absolutely cannot stand that fucking shit. I just can't stand it. But, yeah, so, I have 600 and something screenshots to go through. I took a lot in the two betas that I played in, the two beta weekends, about 300 something for each weekend. The first weekend I played the Ebonheart Pact as an Argonian, and the second weekend I played the Aldmeri Dominion as a Khajiit. Both times I played as a mage because, honestly, I was going to go with like a Khajiit Templar, but I saw the robes for the Khajiit Sorcerer. Looks just like friggin' Shang Tsung's from Mortal Kombat. It looked badass, so I had to go.
How many souls did you steal?
None, actually. I didn't get into soul trapping because the combat is actually a little bit hard for me because of the whole leveling system, because it's an MMO, and like if I get set upon by more than one enemy, like I can take on an enemy one at a time, but if like a group of them gets after me, they added the NPC collision in the newest one, and as a result, I would often find myself I'd attack one enemy, but all of them would get aggroed for no reason. Like, I'd attack one and draw him over, but then all the other ones would be like, "Hey, Frank's getting attacked. We should go help him." So I ended up getting backed into a corner and utterly raped. Especially, I actually went into a big, huge, higher level dungeon with Camp and Jimmy and Phoenix.
Yeah.
Oh my god, we got bent over the table. It was terrible. I probably have screenshots of that dungeon now that I think about it, but I'm going to start
That's just
going
the way
through
of an
them.
RPG.
So, this was actually, like, from the starter island of, the Ebonheart Pact. I can't remember what the island was called. It's not Solstheim, though, people. It's not Solstheim. Solstheim is much bigger than what this island was. This was pretty much a starter level area after you get out of the tutorial. Like most MMOs do. They put you in these areas to, like shape you up a little bit before they actually let you go to the mainland and explore a little bit.
Right.
They sort of, steroid you and shit. So that's what this was. This was actually a quest where I think I had to go into this cave and find a missing person. It was a really fun quest to do. I can't remember what I was doing exactly here, but I took a couple screenshots. Here we are. I had a bunch of other people with me in the dungeon at this part. Let's see. My cursor was on Denskar Earthturner, so there's his 15 seconds of fame, or hers. I'm going to assume it's a he, since the name's Denskar. And the opening for the game, I have to say, is the most badass opening ever, because you get to break out of prison in hell with Femshep and Dumbledore.
Nice.
Yeah. So, anyone who has any inkling of what the Elder Scrolls universe is, you know about the Plains of Oblivion. And at the beginning of the game, for anyone who has played Oblivion, you will remember Mannimarco from the Mages Guild, the King of Worms, the most powerful and most dangerous necromancer in the history of Tamriel. And it turns out that at the beginning of the game, your character is captured by Mannimarco and sacrificed to Molag Bal, the Daedric Prince of Domination and Rape. Of course, they couldn't put that on the box, because, Jack Thompson would jump out of retirement and start, shitting bricks over that kind of stuff. So in this, I think he's called the Daedric Prince of Brutality, the Lord of Brutality, the Lord of Domination. They don't say rape, but it's there. He's the Lord of Rape. Matter of fact, in this universe, that's how vampires come about. He rapes women and bestows upon them the vampire blood.
Oh, that's why it wouldn't work.
Oh, look who finally joined us. You're just in time.
Hello. Oh, and Drax is in the Twitch chat now.
Oh, Drax?
Oh,
Welcome, Drax.
Good.
Phoenix, fix your mic or something.
I'm on my phone on Skype right now. And all I hear is, how was your day? Hello?
Fix your mic.
Hello?
Fix your
Hello?
mic.
We can't understand you. Fix your mic.
Of course, Captain Failure
Leave
gets here.
Phoenix. Yeah.
Captain
Hello?
Failure gets here
Hello?
completely off. There we go.
Oh,
Captain Failure gets
am
here
I
and
here?
completely derails the whole thing. Yeah, everybody's here. Everybody that's going to be here is here.
Who's here?
You,
Okay.
me, and Ace.
Derp,
So,
derp, derp.
Where was I?
You were black.
Okay, that's politically incorrect. You go to hell and you die. Anyway,
So, yeah,
Ace,
you guys-
where was I? What was I talking
You
about?
sound like you guys are in slow motion.
Drax, we've been good. Been very busy.
Yes, as a matter of fact, it was a bitch to get this thing set up. I can't see the chat, so Ace and Phoenix are going to be in my eyes.
Well, I'm not exactly home yet, but okay.
Are you doing this with your phone?
Yep.
There you go, everybody. We're professionals. We've done podcasts before. Can't you just tell?
Well, I'm sorry if you're like, can you get on Skype? I already told you I'm not home.
I'll
Well,
raise women and make some fires.
I said 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That means 9
Well-
p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You should.
Well,
should
you know. No, the thing is, it's 2 hours behind, so it should be 7. We're 2 hours behind you, so it should be 7. For
Do
me.
you guys not set your clocks forward, or do you even celebrate daylight savings?
Arizona doesn't have daylight savings time.
That's why.
Ah.
Of course.
Anyway,
Uh,
but yeah, right now I'm on my phone.
Yeah, well, At least your screaming baby brother isn't in the background, so.
I was on the street, and like when I was walking down the street when I answered your guys' call, and all of a sudden like you guys start talking, you were like in slow motion. You're like, "Hey, it's me, Nix. How are you?"
Yeah, you were kind of doing that too, on the other end, and that's why I kind of like shat a brick and was like, "Fix your mic!"
Yeah, but you guys were doing it in slow motion. Phoenix, fix your mic.
God, that would get so annoying.
Sounds like a bad goat.
Okay, well, now that that's all out of the way, back to the actual podcast.
Are we live?
Yeah, we are live.
You were talking about how all rapes women and makes them vampires.
Yes. So, as I was saying, Molag Bal rapes the women of Tamriel. Like, he picks out specific women, and, you know, they consent to being molested by him. And as such, they become reborn as vampires. Pure-blooded vampires. That's how vampires came to be in, Tamriel. Well, anyway, Mannimarco, King of Worms from Oblivion. Those of you who have played Oblivion and did the Mages Guild, you will know who I'm talking about. Mannimarco's in this game. 1,000 years before the time of Skyrim and 800 years before the time of Oblivion. It's the second era, and your character, who is assumingly one of the alliances, the three different alliances that make up the warring Tamriel at this time. You're captured by Mannimarco and sacrificed to Molag Bal, and your soul is transported to Cold Harbor, Molag Bal's realm of Oblivion. And the beginning of the game has you breaking out with Lyris Titanborn, who is voiced by Jennifer Hale. She's a Nord half-giant, which means she has giant lineage, which implies that someone in her family had to have had a romantic relation with one of the giants. Sleep well, everybody. Sleep well.
Drax said, wait a minute, if they consent, then it's not rape. That's the definition of rape.
Yeah, well, the thing with Molag Bal is, he's Satan, pretty much. And, you know, you could consent all you want to be...
until they see exactly what he's gonna do to them.
Yeah, it's not exactly like, oh, I want to become a vampire. You just, you know, touch my forehead and I'm God, right? Nope, bend over. That's pretty much how it goes. And then that's when it's like, maybe this was a bad idea. But they consent to being his followers, but, you know, when they find out that the whole vampirism thing, he's gotta, you know, screw them. They don't like that. It's probably not pleasant.
I want to turn into a vampire. What do I have to do? And then they're like, wait, that's the process? No, I changed my mind. Please don't do this to me.
And then he does it anyway because he's fucking Molag Bal.
Oh.
And at that point, it's rape. Got it.
Yeah.
Now that we've got the whole consent thing cleared up.
Hey, Swish.
Anyway. Huh?
Jim would like to join the podcast now.
Then invite him to the call.
It won't let me.
Maybe we can only have,
Professionalism!
I swear to God. This is why we should have been trying to make this work before we started.
Oh, we should have, practiced. But then, you know, we have a failure in the party.
Yeah, well, are you going to be able to get Jimmy into the call, or am I going to have to back out of the screenshots?
Let me do it via my laptop. I'm at my laptop now.
You had that with you the whole time.
No, I'm now near my laptop.
How far away from home were you?
I was walking home.
From where?
School?
Your school is that close?
Yeah.
Well, aren't you normal? God, Phoenix.
Well, you're fascist.
Hey, I'm not just a
I'll invite him.
fascist. Sorry for the wait, folks. Sorry for the wait and the drama. And
Jimmy in the Twitch chat. Hey, One Banana.
One banana! Good you could make it. Welcome to the first ever SWJS podcast. It's going well
Yeah,
so
because
far.
of the screenshots, Swoosh is having a problem seeing the chat, so I'll be communicating everything from there to him.
Quite so. I have my screenshots full screen so you guys can see them well as well. So I can't see the chat. That's what they're here for, mostly. That and idle conversation and completely ruining the
It's
show.
been a while since I've been in the Twitch chat. I've been busy with a whole lot of...
Yeah, we've all been really busy and going through a lot of crap lately, so we haven't had the time to get together and do this. Unfortunately...
Why would you go through crap? That's disgusting.
Yeah, One Banana says, Josh, do you remember me?
I'm gonna guess that One Banana was pro on Twitter. Am I right?
I remember you, One Banana, so if Josh doesn't remember you, I remember you.
Well, I
Considering
remember
there's
One
a delay,
Banana from
we'll
the
have to
Twitch
wait for you to
chat.
actually ask him that question through the Twitch chat.
Yeah, I remember One Banana from the chat. I mean, One Banana was pretty much my first ever viewer and follower, I believe. Could be wrong about that. But I'm pretty sure it was One Banana. Because One Banana was number one.
Okay, I'm gonna leave the chat. I'm gonna leave the Skype call on this, and then
Okay,
I will.
so you got it right. He said yes.
Pro on Twitter then.
Seems so.
Right. Well, I was wondering who that was, because some random person just decided to come up, and it was really awkward. I didn't know who it was. I don't like it when random people are just like come up to me and I don't know them, and they're like, Josh, and I'm like, what? Who are you? Go away. Do I know you?
Drax, I'm sorry that you remember Jimmy. Oh, One Banana said he was your first viewer.
Say what?
One Banana said he was your first viewer.
Yep, I knew it. By the way, you sound quiet. You need to come back a little closer to your mic.
Okay, how about now?
That's better.
Okay.
First podcast, everybody. I'm pretty sure it's crashed and
Yeah,
burned
our
a
first
long time
podcast
ago.
is going to be one of the funniest things you've ever heard, I promise.
Especially since Phoenix is going to be here. And then when Jimmy comes, it's going to be a real party.
Speaking of
God, I just
vampires, I think I'm bleeding.
Bleeding, huh?
Yeah, it's a good thing I don't have a can on right now.
Well, it depends on where you're bleeding from.
Blood, delicious blood.
Okay, so the screenshots are still on my screen. I'm going to go ahead and start cycling through them a little bit more. Everyone say hello to my first ever character, Cletus. Yeah, I literally had my first character was an Argonian named Cletus. Or Cletus. And that screenshot took place in Morrowind, if the niches and the giant mushroom trees weren't enough to, let you know that part.
The Argonian.
The Argonians are awesome, everybody.
It's still kind of weird getting used to this this delay because I can hear you talking about the screenshot that's next, and then it pops up and it's like, whoa, deja vu. That, or I can see the future.
Yeah. That's one reason why I don't like the whole Twitch 30-second delay thing. I always have to turn it off whenever I'm previewing it, because it always distracts me. And by the way, for everyone who's going to ask, I was playing this on medium settings with an NVIDIA GeForce 210 graphics card on an AMD Symfron dual-core processor. And, despite being on medium settings with, like, a lot of the texture stuff turned off and everything, and, like, the phase-ins and stuff, it's still a very good-looking game. Anybody who knows me directly knows that I do not give two shits about graphics, and I could not care less.
No, those are not jellyfish. What were the jellyfish? I forgot.
The jellyfish things are called netch. They're essentially
flying.
They're essentially floating gas bag tentacle monsters.
I found them in. I found them in Solstheim in Skyrim when I got the Dragonborn DLC.
Yeah, Solstheim is actually Morrowind territory. It's an island far northeast of Skyrim and just off the coast of Morrowind's mainland. So it's actually Morrowind territory. And it was actually in the Blood Moon expansion for the original Morrowind. And that's when Solstheim was first brought into the game series. But they brought it back for Skyrim's Dragonborn expansion, which was really awesome. I loved exploring Solstheim for the first time.
Me being kind of new to the Elder Scrolls series when I got Skyrim, it was nice to see a little bit of the old places, see where everybody kind of started. Kind of.
Yeah, I mean, it updated graphics and everything, but from what I understand, Solstheim was largely untouched, so if you played Blood Moon, it was pretty much a huge nostalgia binge.
Floating gas bag tentacle monsters sound like giant jellyfish to me, like air jellyfish. Yeah, Drax, I guess you could be right.
Yeah. Well, they're not fish.
Oh, okay.
So, Phoenix, is that you making all that noise?
It is. It's Phoenix.
What in the love?
Phoenix is killing me, man.
This is why we should have been working on this before we went live. I had everything set up. I was ready. This is totally not my fault, everybody. I swear to God, I was professional about this shit.
Drax. Oh, wait, Banana, you're that guy, the Mac guy. Is that how you're going to remember one, Banana? Jimmy says, tell that moron Phoenix to resend invite. Guess he can't see Skype. Yeah, it'd probably be better if you send it to us.
Okay, well, excuse me, everybody. I'm going to strip off the screenshots for just a second here so I can invite someone into the Skype call.
Yeah, it won't let me invite him for some reason. Like it's saying I'm doing it, but it won't let me.
Oh, man. Hey, we're used to it.
Oh, he's here. Well, damn
He's
it!
Here.
I just left the screenshot slideshow. Okay, I'm pulling it back up now.
Phoenix, you're a failure.
Pausing it.
I find this is fascist and immature, so yeah.
Okay. So this is the screenshot we left off on. Good. Okay, so...
hello, twin.
Twin? Ah, twin! Yes, twin.
Yes.
Good you could make it. Welcome to the chat and the podcast. You guys, if you are interested in the Elder Scrolls Online at all, feel free to ask us any questions. We will answer if we can. I played the most out of everybody here, so I probably know it.
Of course, just to let you know,
I would play more, but I have a itty bitty
thing that's in here that he needs to see. I will repeat to him.
Right. So everybody not talk at the exact same time. So,
All
Jimmy,
right.
you first.
So I would have played a lot more, but until recently, I had an itty bitty, teeny tiny hard drive.
Yeah. And
And
Phoenix also played it barely. He had to play it on his laptop with a mouse pad, so obviously he didn't play it as much as he or any of us wanted. We really didn't get to do much together, unfortunately.
yeah, and even then we probably wouldn't get to do much because something bugged.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
In
couldn't do any quest like the
yeah,
entire last day.
in the newest beta, you guys, for those of you who don't know, they actually made the starter islands non-mandatory because so many people were bitching about them. Mostly hardcore Elder Scrolls fans who had no idea how an MMO works. As a result, they made the starter islands not mandatory, and as a result, so many quests were bugged. In all alliances, actually. I actually jumped on Kletos here for the second beta just a little bit to go through the main story a little bit further. And who is making all that noise in the background?
Not me.
Thank you.
It's probably Phoenix.
Probably.
So my only question would probably be like the whole level up thing. Is it like in Skyrim with all the trees and crap, or like blacksmithing, sneaking crap, or?
So, as you use your abilities will gain experience and they will level up, and you can change them into different abilities. But your character itself levels up as well for your stats, like your stamina, your health, your magicka.
Yeah, it works almost exactly like Skyrim, except you don't go up into the sky and you have the constellations and stuff there. I actually have a screenshot or two of. Okay, I guess I'm gonna have to cycle through all of them just to get to the screenshots I took. So let's not do that. We'll get there when we get there. But what it does is it brings up a menu kind of like the inventory, and it shows you all these different uh, trees and abilities that you can do. Like, let's say your class, you have. I was a sorcerer, so I had 3 different trees I could go into. I could go into Daedric Summoning, Dark Magic, and what was that last one? Shock, Storm Calling. There we go, Storm Calling. And each one of those had so many active abilities. Like on my hotbar there, you can see I have a bunch of abilities. And those abilities are effectively, I got them out of that tree. So whenever I gained a skill point from leveling up, I could, Phoenix, turn your mic off if you're going to do crap in the background. It's distracting. There we go. Now, where was I? Ah, yes. So if you can see down there, I have like 5 different abilities. The first one there that's grayed out is Crystal Shard. Now, that owlet over there in the distance was too far away for me to use. The second one there was Mage's Wrath, I think, and that one is effectively one where you raise your hand into the sky and you call down a lightning bolt to strike the enemy. Crystal Shard, I actually have in action right here. And what it does is you move your hands and you summon like this big crystal penis. And you fling it at
Giggity.
people. Yeah, it's pretty much what it is. It's this giant crystal dildo thing, and you throw it at people. And it like flies at them, and it does mega damage and knocks them over. All of that fun stuff.
So it's domino penis. Got it.
Pretty much. And the third one there is Ensnare, I believe. That one was pretty self-explanatory. It's an Ensnare ability. It traps people. And the fourth one there is Lightning Form, I think. Pretty sure that's Lightning Form. Lightning Form essentially makes you turn into lightning, which is badass because it makes you really resistant to damage and it damages anything that gets close to you. I didn't have it on my Khajiit character for the Aldmeri Dominion, at least not up to level 10, because I was actually putting my points into stuff for crafting so I could make robes and staves for myself. And I really wish I'd had that because it would have been a really good ability to have especially when getting Zerg rushed. Now,
Oh my
I
god,
wasn't
can I
in
give
combat in this one, so I pretty much did that just for the show. And I never bothered
Right.
to remove the chat because I didn't care. I wanted to see what people were saying, and the community is actually really good. The first time I ever played the beta, there were no trolls, no haters. Everyone was really friendly. Everybody was looking to group up and have fun.
That was the first time.
Yeah, that was the first
I
time.
always played solo.
Yeah, I played solo for the most part, but there were some dungeons that I couldn't do because I'm actually pretty
Yeah,
sure that I have a boss coming up in the screenshots. I could not solo that motherfucker because he was a cheating asshole and he needed to die. So I had to go
Is that the
beg
one
for
that
help.
you got me and Phoenix to help you with?
No, no. This was in the Ebonheart Pact. You guys never got to experience anything that I experienced in the first beta when I joined the Ebonheart Pact.
Yeah, I think I'd play just like every other MMO. I'd probably go as solo as far as I possibly could until it actually required me to grab somebody else for help.
Yeah, that's what most people do.
Yeah, that's what most people do. But it was also fun to, like, I created a guild for mages on Kletos here. And a lot of people were actually really interested in joining. I advertised it quite often. People were really up for it and in for it. It was a roleplay guild. People really got into it. It was a lot of fun. We also did a little bit of PvP, which I have screenshots of somewhere later.
Oh yeah, Josh, you told me that you and Jimmy roleplayed or something.
Yeah, we did a little bit of that.
Yeah.
I freaking suck at roleplaying.
You do better than a lot
I do too.
of people. You do better than a lot of people, believe me. I've roleplayed with
I
some
think
people.
had I actually stopped and thought out my whole backstory and everything, I would have done a lot more into it, but I
Yeah.
was just making up as on the fly and I couldn't think of anything.
Yeah, I pretty much...
And apparently I can't talk today either.
I had a lot of stuff going for Kletos here. I had his backstory and everything all thought out before I even got into the beta. So it was really easy for me to roleplay as him. My Khajiit mage, not so much, because I had a backstory for him because I was going to be a Templar, but once I saw the Shang Tsung robes that he was in, I was like, fuck that. I'm so being
So
a
was
mage
mine.
for this. So,
Eyes be gone.
So, let's take some questions from the chat. Anybody have any questions?
Not yet. Drax made a joke about blind prostitutes. You really gotta hand it to blind prostitute.
Yeah.
Think about it.
Yeah.
Oh, I get it because they suck their
I'll
penis
get
with their
back
eye,
to you.
right?
Okay.
I'm sorry, I couldn't understand you over your mic failing.
Lol. Say again. Okay, awkward silence
Me?
makes for a... Yeah. You were the
Oh,
one who said
I thought
something.
you were talking to Jace.
Sorry, were you
get
speaking?
it,
I don't
because
speak
the
little.
prostitutes. So prostitutes suck the penis with their eye, right? That's why they're blind.
No,
Right?
they're blind because the guy misses.
He doesn't know about birds and bees. You're speaking over his head.
I know.
Then again,
Anyway.
a toddler can do that, but whatever.
Do we have any questions about the game from the chat yet?
No.
This is about a game?
Wait, Elder Scrolls Online is a
couldn't-
game? I thought it was real life.
And then I got in here, I started losing track of what we were talking about.
You had one job.
I'm doing my job, no one's chatting much.
Probably because podcasts are slightly boring and we have no idea what the fuck we're doing, so, it's kind of like watching
Only
three guys who are
slightly
drunk
don't know what the
fix a
fuck
car.
we're doing.
It's kind of like watching 3 to 4 guys who are drunk try to fix a car together and then rig the thing to blow up accidentally.
Drax said, "Are there dragons in this game?"
No dragons.
Yeah.
There's a reason for
Yeah.
that. It's 1,000 years before Skyrim, 800 years before Oblivion. The dragons have not resurfaced yet, and this is not in the Merethic area. The Merethic era. It's in the Second era. So no
Nah,
dragons.
sorry, you're wrong. You just didn't see them.
Right. Thank you,
You gotta
Drax,
use
for
your
stepping up to the
imagination.
plate and finally asking the question.
Yes, thank you, Drax. This podcast is going underway. Now, the screenshot we're on right
What?
now, find the harborage, is actually part of the main quest. For those of I didn't finish talking about the tutorial earlier. After you meet Lyris Titanborn, aka Femshep, because Jennifer Hale, my favorite voice actress. You meet the Prophet, voiced by Michael Gambon, so Dumbledore. You escape Cold Harbor with Femshep and Dumbledore. Best opening ever. But, yeah, Dumbledore voices the Prophet. He's a main character. He's an Imperial. He was a Moth Priest at once. For those of you who have played Oblivion and Skyrim, you will know what a Moth Priest is. They read the Elder Scrolls, and they eventually go blind. The Prophet is blind, and he
I
actually
can
helps
tell that
you.
from the beginning of the playthrough.
Yeah. Okay, and so here we are inside the harborage as it is in Morrowind. Now, the harborage is actually designed differently depending on which alliance you're in. So this is if you're in the Ebonheart Pact. Oh, Christ.
Going on, Swish?
Is the call back?
The call hasn't gone anywhere.
Okay, then. Let me see if I can't find the harborage picture again. I think it's there. No, wait, I didn't want to do that. Create slideshow.
Oh, and can we please talk about the fact that Molag Bal is voiced by Malcolm McDowell?
Yeah, that's friggin' awesome. For those of you who don't know...
Yes, that is a great freaking voice actor for Mud Ball.
Okay, maybe it's this one. Oh my god. Fine, I'll click the button. Are you happy now, you stupid... I really don't want to have to scroll through all these again. Okay. So... it changed by itself. Oh, that's right, I gotta put it on pause. Son of a bitch. No, stop moving. Okay, we'll leave it right here. So, this is the Prophet, Imperial Gentleman, as Cadwell explains. And for those of you who don't know, Cadwell you meet in Cold Harbor. He's a native of Cold Harbor, voiced by John Cleese. And he's essentially Cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. And John Cleese was probably one of the best people they could have gotten to have voiced this character. For those of you who don't know, anyone who has seen Shrek 2 knows him as Harold the King, Fiona's father. That's probably where you all recognize John Cleese from. So, John Cleese voices Cadwell. I don't think I got any screenshots of him. I may have from my second playthrough, but we probably won't run into any here. And, yeah, so that's the Prophet. Malcolm McDowell voices Molag Bal. The voice acting alone is enough to get this fucking game. The entire thing is entirely voiced. There's that text there, but you don't have to read if you don't want to. There's no 16 paragraphs of backstory coming from one character who serves as an info dump, like other MMOs.
Just saying.
Just saying. And they got some of the best friggin' talent they could possibly get for this game. They spent a lot of money on the voice talent, I guarantee you. It was rumored to have a $200 million budget. I guarantee you a quarter of that went to the voice actors. And here you can see a little bit of what he's doing. Now this is one of my favorite missions in the game because he actually takes you into his mind. We're actually in his mind at this point in the game. And it was really fun to do this part because he explains the 5 companions, which, for those of you who are lore nuts, will know most of the people who are there, like Abner Tharn, who was the father, like the patriarch of the Tharn family. And Jaeger Tharn actually caused the events of the first Elder Scrolls game. Or Jagger Tharn. Jaeger Tharn, I don't know how you pronounce his name. I'm just going to say Jaeger Tharn because it just seems appropriate because it's spelled J-A-G.
Oh yeah, Jaeger.
But, so Abner Tharn was one of the 5 companions. So was Manamarco. Let's see.
Okay.
I forgot
Drax
who the king
is slowly
was.
becoming one of my favorite people ever. I've been
Why is
informed that there is a collection of dragons.
I never found them. So if they're there, it's probably
No,
gonna...
no, she has a collection of dragons. Not the game. Drax has.
Oh, so what she's saying is she's Daenerys Targaryen.
I guess so, yeah.
Daenerys Targaryen is probably my favorite character now out of Game of Thrones because
Dragon
she
Rider
has
over
not
here.
died yet, and she has dragons. So, I'm rooting for her now. She's pretty much the only one I'm rooting for. Everyone else, I'm too scared is going to die. She's probably going to end up dying for all I know, but Christ. She's the only one I can root for now. Everyone else is dead. I took a few screenshots.
Wow.
Like I said, this is on medium settings with a bunch of all the the little touch settings and stuff turned off and everything, with a NVIDIA GeForce 210 graphics card. This game still looks really good on medium settings with most of everything turned off. It really does. If this is on medium settings with everything turned off, like full settings, just imagine on full settings what this game would look like. It is gorgeous, especially on the Aldmeri Dominion side.
Okay, and apparently she names them. Okay, and while he's talking about this, I want you to, give me a list of some of the names. Oh, you're already doing it. Emergo, Neely, Azulna, Sansa, Shalador.
Sansa.
I like Shalador.
I heard Sansa and Shalador. Drax,
Yeah.
you are my favorite person too. Sansa Stark from Game of Thrones, Shalador the Archmage from the Elder Scrolls series. Those 2 I immediately picked up on. I don't know the other ones if they're from...
Emergo kind of sounds cool.
That name might actually sound familiar. I can't put my finger on it. I'm not going to guess because I'll get it horribly wrong and then I'll get yelled at. So, as you can see, the Prophet has a very, I guess you could say, organized mind. I don't know, if he creates these little worlds for himself to go into when he's bored because he's blind, and I guess he can see inside his dreams, maybe. So, that's just a guess, but, we get to go inside his mind, and we get to meet the 5 companions, consisting of Manamarco, Abner Tharn, and Lyris Titanborn, and a couple other people. One of them was the current emperor, who was actually trying to light the Dragonfires and make himself Dragonborn so that he could claim the throne legitimately and close off Daedric influence on Oblivion. Manamarco, however, in the name of Molag Bal, tricks him, and thus starts pretty much the pulling of Tamriel into Cold Harbor.
These screens are beautiful, man. I can't get over how good this looks for an MMO.
Yeah, and this is just medium settings with most of everything turned off.
Right.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Hey, is Jay still here?
After anyone, I just landed on Sonda and Chalador by chance. Emergo is green and gold, so I took the word emerald and gold, and word foo happened. Word foo, I like it.
Oh yeah.
Hey, is Jace here still?
Jimmy still with us?
No.
He left.
He actually got kicked out of the call. That's what was going on earlier when you were flagging out.
Ah, so when I minimized the screen. Okay.
You didn't invite him back?
He could have joined back.
I don't have him.
There's a join call button.
Invite him again.
I'm not backing out of these screenshots again. You do it.
You do it.
That's what you guys
this
are
is
here
stuff.
for.
I'm not. Yeah, I'm doing the whole Twitch chat thing, and you get everybody in Skype.
You fascists.
I swear to God.
You racist.
People call me lazy, and then there's Phoenix.
Yeah. I don't suffer from laziness. I enjoy every minute of it.
Okay, so if you can see here, the prophet says the Dragonborn are mortals destined for greatness with the blood of the dragons in their veins. The Dragonborn actually plays a role in the plot because that's who can light the dragon fires and become the legitimate emperor of Tamriel. The last Dragonborn from Skyrim probably would have been the last legitimate line to the heir to the throne. Which is a fun little bit of trivia. So, this is a screenshot of him showing off the 5 companions. Let's see, you have Lyris, Sai Sahan. He's voiced by Kevin Michael Richardson, and he was the leader of the Dragon Guard, essentially the Emperor's Honor Guard. And then the final one is the actual Emperor dude himself, which I think his name started with a V. I can't remember his name. But here you
And
can
at
see,
the last one, I got a dragon pin. Nice. I'm sorry. I have too much respect for Drax.
Drax, you're gonna have to stop talking about how awesome you are. It's making me jelly.
Yeah, I'm just like Elder Scrolls. Whoa.
What's jelly?
I was stuck in pins. I can't help it.
So this right here, this screenshot actually shows the ritual that they tried to do, lighting the dragon fires. Manamarco decides to fuck everybody. He floats into the sky and starts to glow and starts calling them douchebags and idiots, and then he trollolols. Pretty much. See, there's his epic trollolol moment right there. And then the trollolol continues, and then epic fart magic, and then it's over. So I think this is actually the city of Davin's Watch. No, it's Ebonheart. I think it's the main capital of the Ebonheart Pact. Actually, the Ebonheart city. Now, Morrowind is far less gorgeous than the Aldmeri Dominion is. Like Auradon, which is the second largest island of the Somerset Isles.
Freaking elves with their money.
The elves really are not that bad in this game. But the Thalmor is in this game. I know people are going to ask, and the Thalmor are in this game. They are the elite justiciars and stuff, and they are actually racist against people. But Queen Irene is not like that at all. It's just the Thalmor.
That's a good thing then.
Yeah, it's just the Thalmor. Queen Irene is actually.
So the reason that's a good thing is because I get too much enjoyment from killing Thalmor. So now I know what I'm gonna have fun doing in this game.
Yeah, like the last thing I did last night before actually going into PvP for the last 10 minutes of the beta for no reason other than to get screenshots of Cyrodiil. I actually did a quest
I'm gonna like avoid Cyrodiil like the freaking plague. I got a feeling.
Yeah, I wouldn't, because it's actually fun. Get high enough level, like level 15, group up with a bunch of your friends. It's friggin' epic. Like, I'm not one for PvP myself. Like, competitive multiplayer just isn't my big thing. I still like it, but it's not my big thing.
I'll
especially
take
in
your
games
word
like
for it and
this.
give it a shot. I want to wait till I get an Xbox One and do this.
Yeah. On the computer, I loved it. It was really good. I hate MMOs. And the way this game plays, if you've played Skyrim, the gameplay really isn't that much different. It's got a little bit of Oblivion mixed in. Like, you can do the real-time combat of Skyrim, but like Oblivion, your hotkeys are your magic. And you press your hotkeys to cast your magic spells and stuff. So it works just exactly like it would in Oblivion or Skyrim. And the crafting is a lot better, too. I love the crafting. I only just recently figured out how exactly it works. And you can fish. You can actually fish.
Josh,
Yeah.
Jimmy says he's not going to be joining right now because he had family come over.
Ah, alright.
Hello, Alex Cam. Oh, that must be Millie. Hello, Millie.
Greetings, Millie. Millie is a friend of ours from Xbox. Thank you for tuning in to the podcast. Anybody who has any questions about Elder Scrolls Online in the chat, feel free to ask. Let's go
Actually, if you want, you can ask anything about Elder Scrolls. It'll probably fit in. We can probably fit it in somewhere with the Elder Scrolls Online game.
Yeah, like, if you've never
Any of the
played an Elder
series.
Scrolls game and, like, you want to get into it, you want to, maybe get Oblivion or Skyrim, get into those, try Elder Scrolls Online later, we can definitely ask questions like that, too. That's perfectly fine. If you got a question about a screenshot that comes up, feel free to ask.
Also, remember, Swoosh cannot see the chat, so if you ask him and he doesn't answer right away, I'm gonna relay everything to him.
Until we get a question, I have a new topic we can discuss.
Shoot.
Voice actors in the game in general.
Voice acting in the game in general is really good. Archmage Shalador is actually voiced by the person who does Jarl Balgruuf in Skyrim. So, yeah, you actually do get to meet Archmage Shalador in the game. I actually have screenshots at that point, so we'll get to that eventually.
Does he have his Balgruuf voice?
Yeah, he has Balgruuf's voice.
I mean, like, does he sound like him?
Yeah, exactly.
He sounds like this, and I like to talk like this because I am Nord.
You do a terrible impression, but yeah, we'll say, yeah.
Yeah, we get where you're coming from, but no, you cannot do the voice. Just stop.
I am Nord. Hear me roar.
I'll not stand idly by while a dragon burns my hold and slaughters my people.
Yes, you will.
Legends don't burn down villages.
Also, if you guys can read the chat, when I get to the Aldmeri Dominion stuff, there's going to be a bunch of people saying stupid shit because, it was like the open beta, I guess you could say, like the final beta for PC2, so it was like really open to everybody. It drew in all the trolls and stuff, so there were people saying really stupid crap. So I apologize if you can actually read those words down there when we get to the Aldmeri Dominion stuff.
We have, yeah, I was seeing, like, they got, like, an amazing voice actress to play the Queen.
Kate Beckinsale, if you can believe it.
Beckinsale?
Kate Beckinsale. I'm not
She tries to act like she's a gamer, too, which is funny.
She does a really good job, though. She actually does a really good job.
Oh, she really does.
No,
Like everything she does outside of Elder Scrolls Online, since I haven't been able to hear her there yet, she does amazingly. I love Kate.
I actually wish I'd gotten some recording of her.
Yeah, well, when they were interviewing her during that big interview video, she was just like, "Oh yeah, I play video games all the time. I mean, I had my I can't remember exactly, but she has said stuff like I had my Game Boys and stuff like that."
Well, technically, if she likes to play Game Boy, she's technically a gamer.
Well, I think she probably played it when she was like 10, and then she stopped playing forever.
Greg says, well, hey, sometimes I say stupid crap too, just not intentionally. But see, here, with us around, we expect people to say stupid stuff. Because we say stupid stuff. And if we're the only one saying stupid stuff, then, you know, we're just going to feel bad.
Then we're just
so you actually make us feel better. We feel welcome by you guys.
Yeah, if you're listening to us right now on YouTube, which this will be going up on YouTube, we're reducing your IQ.
We're new at this. We're growing. We're going to get better at this, and we're going to get to where we're all doing. Eventually, I will be playing alongside SWJ. I don't know how long that'll be, but eventually it will be happening. We'll probably tag team on some Switch stuff. Maybe he can help me get a channel started. But
you just reminded me, that is something that I should touch on. Elder Scrolls Online uses a phasing system. Being an MMO player, you probably know what that is, right, Ace?
No.
What it is essentially, I don't effectively know what it is myself, but I will tell you this. Phoenix was such a low level, like when he actually started playing, and I was like already up to level 8-ish. And as a result, like all his quests, like any quest that I joined of his, like he would be fighting invisible stuff, and I couldn't see what he was doing because I wasn't in the same instance. And
right.
That's one of the things that I actually dislike about the game is that if you're going to like join a friend who is different level, different quest than you, you're going to be completely lost because half the time you won't know what the hell is going on.
Right. Drax says, I don't mind if you reduce my IQ. I've got points to spare. If anything, you should probably be sharing some of those points. We may even need them.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Don't lose them. Throw them at us. I honestly need to know how, like, the video editing software I got works. That way I can do Let's Plays without having to record through Twitch like a noobulator.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully, I'm kind of hoping that eventually we can kind of get to where it's not just you're doing a Twitch thing and a live stream and all that, and we're kind of here to help you alongside. Eventually, I'm hoping that we can all kind of like be a team on it. It's like I don't know.
Eventually, it's just
we can all do this
to make money, and I ain't got no fucking money.
And it'll probably help a lot if there was two people making money. Well,
yeah,
kind of. But you know what I mean.
Yeah, like, this is making me no money on YouTube right now. I think I can say that without getting in trouble. But literally, it's not making me any money. And there's some stuff that I can't monetize, like the ESO stuff I can't monetize. I can post as much of ESO gameplay as I want, but, you know, Bethesda doesn't openly allow people to, you know, monetize gameplay. Unless they're partnered with, like, this big group, you know, like Pyrostasis or Tobuscus or PewDiePie.
Don't bring PewDiePie into this.
Yeah, for me, it's going to be a lot harder to actually, you know, get this underway. But rather than talk about life issues, let's get back on topic of Elder Scrolls Online. And I really should
Wait,
start
we're talking about Elder Scrolls Online?
No, we're talking about your mom.
Okay,
she died.
Drax, I have a question. What is Mensa? M-E-N-S-A. What is that?
M-E-N-S-A.
Mensa once. I was so close to getting in, like 2% short. That was 4 or 5 years ago, though. Maybe I should try again. I don't know what Mensa is.
Yeah, I don't either. If it's anything like Social Security, I tried getting Social Security, and even though I have legitimate disabilities that prevent me from working, they denied me. They had told me to go get a job before they'd let me get the thing that I need because I can't get a job. Way to go, government! You're just so helpful to the people who need you. So, yeah, the government's essentially been pissing on us since day one. I still prefer Obama to Romney, I'm sorry, but Romney was a fucking religious Republican nutcase, and he would have killed people. That would have gone bad. It was bad enough Cheney was vice president, and he shot somebody. I don't want Romney up there, because God knows what he'd do. Anyway, politics. I'm breaking one of my own rules. Anybody got any questions?
I have a question.
Since you didn't play enough of the game, I'll bite. What is the question?
So, did you, what was his name? Who's the Daedra of Knowledge?
Hermaeus Mora.
Yeah, did you ever, get to meet him in the game?
No. I did get to meet Sheogorath, though. As a matter of fact, that
Yeah,
was actually
because-
tied into the Shalador quest, and the funny thing is, those of you who have played the Shivering Isles DLC for Oblivion, you will have the biggest shit-eating grin on your face when you play that quest, because it heavily references Shivering Isles.
But, the, yeah, I asked that because I was doing a quest on there, and one of the, quests said, one of the quests was basically you're supposed to get these forbidden books, and like there's this ghost lady telling you to burn them, and once you collect them all, like every time you grab one, they're like all, hey, you shouldn't burn us, blah 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 blah, and you just keep collecting them, and then you go to this little pit, this like tribunal thing,
Yeah.
and you're about to go and burn them. And then all of a sudden this Khajiit comes out of nowhere and says, no, they're Hermaeus Mora's books. You should let me keep them. And stuff like that. And I'm like, no. And I just had to burn the books. And then the quest was over. So I want to know if you gave the books to her and met him.
Yeah,
Or did you ever
no.
do that quest at all?
Yeah, I never did that quest. I never found it.
Well, yeah. Because I was wondering, because the Khajiit tells you the spirit lies about the books, but the spirit will show you visions about like what people who once had the books, and like you're supposed to decide whether or not who you believe, the spirit or the Khajiit. Like, she shows you a vision of someone getting a book, and all of a sudden Hermaeus Mora appears in tentacle form in the vision, and all of a sudden it kills the person getting the book.
Oh, that actually sounds like a scene from Solstheim. That sounds like a scene from Dragonborn. That might have actually been a huge nod to Dragonborn, because that very thing happens in Dragonborn.
I mean, I'm not sure. I'm wondering what happens if you give the books to the Khajiit when you actually play the game. I wonder if that actually makes you meet Hermaeus Mora. Because if that happens, I definitely will give it to Khajiit next time. Oh, speaking of Sheogorath, when you were talking about him, how was he? Was he still the same old, or just give him like 3 lines of dialogue and beat him?
There was no difference. It's still the same old lovable Sheogorath. Daedric, Prince of Madness, everybody. Same voice actor and everything.
So they didn't give him like 3 lines and then you had to fight him?
Oh no, he had several lines, and as a matter of fact, we didn't have to fight him. We didn't get to fight him. That quest is going to go on for a long time, I can tell you.
So Millie says, "Who's Sheogorath?" It's Daedric, Prince of.
Oh.
Yeah. So Millie, in the Elder Scrolls universe. In the Elder Scrolls universe. In the Elder Scrolls universe, this is effectively the origin story of everything in the Elder Scrolls universe. There was a void. The void was called Sithis. And Sithis had several children. These children were the Daedra. Now, one of the Daedra, known as Lorkhan, decided that he wanted to create something because he was sick of the void being empty and lifeless. So he decides he wants to create Mundus, or the mortal world. As a result of this, he tricks several, like 8 or 9 of his Daedric brethren to give part of themselves to actually create this world, and therefore makes them become immortal. They still live forever, but they can be slain. And these become the Aedra, or the gods. Mara, the goddess of love, and Akatosh, the dragon god of time, who fathers all the dragons. And then you have the Daedra, who didn't take part in the creation of Mundus, but they still have huge influence over it. They love to just, shit all over our day. They love to come and ruin birthday parties and, like, make people go crazy, and they like to give people knowledge and then make them go crazy with the knowledge and then make them seek more knowledge and then make them read 50 Shades of Grey. So essentially, Sheogorath is the Daedric Prince of Madness. His sphere is madness, insanity, nonsensity, stuff that does not make sense. Let's see, Hermaeus Mora, who we were talking about earlier, is the Daedric Prince of knowledge and wisdom and forbidden knowledge. And then you have someone like Meridia, who is the Daedric Prince of light. Let's see, you have Azura, who is the Daedric Prince of Twilight and Dusk. And the reason, like, some of them have female-sounding names, but they don't. Yeah, the reason some of them have
And
female-sounding
yes,
names.
Molag Bal does like to rape people.
Yeah, Molag Bal is the Daedric Prince of domination, brutality, and rape. He's probably one of the worst ones aside from Mehrunes Dagon, who causes the problem in Oblivion with the Oblivion Crisis by trying to come into Tamriel and destroy it, because he is the Daedric Prince of ambition and destruction. Gonna cycle through these a little bit. Now this is actually enchanting. This is a screenshot of enchanting, and you see the menu over there. And what those things are, you guys, is they're runes. And what runes do is you combine them to form a glyph, and then you use a glyph to enchant an item. So let's say I took Jode, or Mayip, Jode, Mayip, and Rakuta there. Let's see, I think they were called Potency, Essence, and Aspect runes. And you put all of them down there, and, like, each one has a different effect, or a different meaning. And then you put all those meanings together, and they create a glyph. And that glyph, depending on what the meanings were, will be something like minor infusion of shock, or minor protect health, or something like that. And as long as you're holding that weapon, that effect will be passive on you.